Many years ago, I was trying to learn how to surf while visiting a friend in Maui. After a few days learning in the whitewash and 2-foot baby waves, we went to another spot with 3 to 4 foot waves. After paddling out and spending most of my time trying and failing and flailing, I finally caught a ride. I made it pretty close to the shoreline, and then got back on my board, flipped it around, and as I started paddling back out, a set of much bigger waves rolled in. One after the other, waves crashed on me as I mistimed a duck dive under them on my board. I got stuck in a cycle of trying to paddle, getting crashed, and sputtering like I was in a washing machine. I was getting wrecked, gasping and squinting through my burning saltwater-filled eyes. I was in a full-on fight with the ocean. And, of course, I was losing, miserably. At the peak of my frustration, feeling a little panicked, I got off my board and found, to my embarrassment and relief, that I was standing in about 5 feet of water. I expected the ocean bottom to be full of coral or sharp rocks ready to cut my feet, but instead it was sandy, and I felt its smooth, rippled surface beneath my toes. I caught my breath and felt suddenly stable, rooted in the ground, even while the waves still swelled and crashed around me. The reorientation was shocking and simple, and I felt like a completely happy fool. It turns out I'm still not a good surfer, but I am a person who needs to consistently find solid, stable ground, especially when the waves around me feel especially choppy. When everything feels overwhelming and impossible, I need strategies that bring me back to myself and help me find peace. One of the ways I find consistent stability is through a daily walking habit. About a quarter-mile north of my home in the high desert, there is a large public park that runs up against national forest land. For the past 10 years, I've walked through this park and the high desert mountains through all of the seasons and cyclic waves of both the desert and my life. Through consistent attention and observation, my understanding of the seasons of the desert and my sense of home here have grown. The winter, a season of reflection and quiet, is a time of rest and then rebirth, as it gives way to a surprisingly beautiful springtime, marked by a feeling of renewal and unfolding. Spring swings into summer, a season that is unapologetically open and carefree. The fall is contemplative, a time when I notice each small shift in the air as the weather changes, and as the flowers and leaves that regenerated so fully during the spring and summer part with their still-alive branches and cover the paths in dense layers of red, orange, and yellow, slowly but surely bringing back winter. In the same way that I feel grounded and at home here in the desert, because I pay close attention to its seasons and cycles, I invite you to root yourself in the seasons and cycles, in the landscape that is your body.